Hello, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to focus on the inventory and search and explore capabilities of VMware Aria Hub. VMware Aria Hub allows you to see your inventory and services across your cloud environments, and then you can build queries to search those inventories and those services quickly and efficiently. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to be mostly in the Explore section today under Inventory and then Search and Explore. When we click on inventory, we can see all the services that are being brought in from our various cloud environments that are ingesting data in here. And before I go into filtering, let me just kind of jump in a little bit into some of these services so we can see how this looks for us, how this will look when we start clicking into them. So if I go into EC2, for instance, I can see all the EC2 services. And so EC2 instances, I can see snapshots, subnets, things like that. And if I go into EC2 instance, I could see all my instances here. And essentially then what I can do is get a view of them. And then if I click, once I have a particular individual EC2 instance highlighted, I can see things that are associated with it, such as the subnet or the key pair, or the route or the AMI. I can then also click on this particular object and get metrics coming in as well. So I can see metric data. Then I can also see cost data. And if there's any security findings for this particular instance, I would see them here as well. We can also look at properties of that EC2 instance as well as any tags associated with it. If I click on other objects here, I can see things that are associated with it as well. So if I click on the subnet, I can see particular objects that are also associated with this particular subnet, like the CIDR block or the route table. Let's go back to the inventory section. When I go to the inventory section, let's say I want to filter down. Well, there's a filter section here where I can go in and choose what provider and account I may want, what services do I want to focus on, and maybe the region. So if I go into provider and account, I can see the two provider accounts that I have right now, one for AWS and one for Azure. If I clicked on the Azure one, for instance, then only Azure services would come up. If I only click on AWS, then only AWS services will come up. Also, we can look for individual services and drill in a little bit further. So let's say, for instance, I'm interested in like EC2 and a couple of other ones I'll just highlight. And then we can see all of those showing up here. The other thing that I can do as well is look at regions. So if I wanted to only focus on US West 1 or EU West 1, I can do that. But for now, we'll just leave it to all the regions. If I look in my EKS cluster area, I can see that I've got 5 EKS clusters. And I can see information related to those as well. We also have an agent that we can put on our EKS cluster environment to get more information. So you can see when I clicked on this latest one, Aria PM Research-1, there was a little bit more info. The other thing I could do is drill in a little bit further and look at things that are associated with that particular EKS group. So as you can see, I was able to sort of walk the graph in a sense and drill down into individual components. So for instance, I just highlighted an EC2 instance that's part of this cluster. And now I can go and look at cost and metrics and things like that around that instance. Now, the other thing that we can do is we can begin to build out our queries. So if I come in here and I start to type or look for, maybe I want to look for all EKS clusters only in US West 1 region, I can do that through my queries as well. So let's say I'm just interested in US West 1. Then we come back and we only see EKS clusters in that particular region. Now, the other thing that we can do is we can also use some logic as well to say, and or has, things like that. But I could also do something like AWS EC2 instance has, and let's say I want to look at EC2 instances across two different regions. I could do something like region equals US East 2 or region equals US East 1. And what this will do is this will show me EC2 instances across both regions. If you want to learn how to do more queries, you can click on the sample query section and look at different examples around how to do different type of searches. And then to learn more, there's a link out to our documentation on how to build and construct these queries. Thanks for watching and have a great day.